They say there was no sex in the USSR, but apparently there sure were arcade games. These games range from quite primitive ones, like this mimic of the table hockey, to ones that honestly look obscure. Surprisingly, you can still play them in this special arcade that collects and lets you play actual old Soviet game machines, so I checked them out and tierlisted them. The place is called the Soviet Arcade Games Museum, but apart from the games, they also have an old analog photo booth and a Soviet soda vending machine. I'll drop some interesting and also disgusting lore about those in the end of the video, so curious people, stay until the end. Also, please subscribe and drop a like, thank you. Let's try the Sea Battle. Gameplay and technology-wise, this game is pretty much a copy of the Sea Devil from the United States. The object is to fire torpedoes at ships. You need to keep in mind that the torpedo takes a few seconds to reach the ship. You have 10 shots, and you can see how many you got left here. The picture on the outside screen is blurry, but the player sees it very clear through the periscope. I've been to this museum before and scored high, but since it's on video I just had to fumble. Only 4 out of 10 shots. Aww. I'll put it into the A tier. I like the periscope graphics and it's simple and enjoyable, but not enough because of the military theme. Now to switch things up, this one is a test of how strong you are. You have 5 tries to pull this lever as hard as you can. Based on the strength of your pull, you get a character from the Turnip fairy tale. The biggest pull is the cat, then there's a dog, then there's a granddaughter, grandpa, and the strongest one is grandpa for some reason. Oh yeah, the weakest one is a mouse actually, not the cat.
Round 2. How do you feel about being called Muscle Mummy?
I think there's only been 1 or 2 times in person I've been like, whoa, this is like really an interesting interaction I'm having. This is like...
Here's the actual qualifications, by the way, from the museum's website, and mine was here. Out of people who I know personally who went and did this game, the best result was 132 kilograms, which is still not even an adult yet, but I guess at least it's not the dog anymore. On the bright side, you don't have to play it alone. There's enough space on the handle for multiple people to play at once, so a whole friend group can try and maybe score a grandpa. I believe these people actually scored maximum. I rated an S, it's hilarious, and a total humiliation honestly, like no matter what you do, the best you can get is you get called a grandpa. Oh, hell no! It's interesting how most foreign games like this will have you punch something, but to the Soviet ideology, the punch seemed like a promotion of violence, so they changed it into a pull. Another similar adaptation that Soviet Union did is that there were never any material prizes, as it seemed too capitalist. So for winning, you would either get a free bonus round or a special game level. Next, Tankadrome. This one was new for me. You move around as a cute little tank and you're supposed to shoot all other tanks around you. It has 2 joysticks, one controls the direction and the other the speed. And how do you shoot them? You need to park at the red spots, which will trigger a red light flash and a shot sound. It will mean you hit the target. Okay, so you gotta park near the red line. I got this one. I got this one. You have limited amount of time to hit all of them, plus you need to avoid the mine zones or you lose points massively. I'll give it an A. It's an interesting game and I like the miniature figures so much. Like, don't you just wanna take those tiny guys and steal them and take them home? The militarism still icky, so not an S. Next, the Highway. It's a driving game. It has a steering wheel to turn left and right, and it has a brake pedal to go faster. You need to avoid the cars, and you can see your and your opponent's progress in the middle. There are 5 modes: the training mode, where cars move towards you, the special mode, where cars move in the same direction as you, the race mode, where cars move in both directions, the night mode, where cars move toward you, but you can only see them in the headlights beam, and the icy road, so slippery that cars don't move in straight lines anymore. That looks like Felix from Walton Files. Pretty simple concept, but I ended up playing like 6 times, and I don't have a recording of this, but I also played with my friend, and together it's even more fun. S tier for a silly design, a fun multiplayer, and predicting molten files. Now the circus pinball. Pretty much a regular pinball with a neat vintage design, and it worked fine, but there's kind of nothing special about it, so I give it C tier for being a bit boring. Next I tried another electronic game with a screen, the Hunchback horse. You are a fairy tale hero riding a pony, and the objective is to find a treasure chest or a magical bird, depending on the level, and bring them to the king while defeating enemies. To the Soviet ideology, the punch seemed like a promotion of violence. And if you succeed, you can marry the princess. Not something I did though. I kept wasting my lives over this little bump. In my defense, it's not like I only tried once. I tried so many times during my past visits to this museum as well. So if anything, that's a skill issue, not an effort issue. Felt overcomplicated and kind of laggy to me, so C tier. Okay, this one looks really different and beautiful. It's called duplet, which means double something, probably double shot in this case, because it's a hunting game. The game is still aiming and shooting, but there's a lot of space and agility to move with the shotgun, unlike, say, the sea battle. Once again, it was either laggy or too hard. I love the freedom of movement and the big, snowy, wintry visual board, so it would actually be an A if I could score, like at all, and I couldn't even score once, and I will blame it on the machine. Also, I wish that instead of hunting cute animals, I could hunt something I wouldn't feel bad for. C tier, I'm sorry. I was feeling kind of humbled by that point, so my eyes stumbled on something that felt familiar, that promised me a break from the dreaded 0 score. The Python! This machine is a Soviet take on the snake game genre. It didn't really invent anything new to add to it. Unlike the OG snake type games from the West as a single player, you play as a snake, avoiding crashing into the walls or obstacles while eating as many rabbits as possible. For me, it felt like managing a snake game on an absolutely giant old Nokia phone, and I love those Nokia phones, so a solid B tier. Now the weird looking one. It's called Astropilot and you pilot a spaceship. Here, two handles are also not for playing together with someone. One of them controls the speed, and the other one controls the height of your flight. You have to fly around the surface of the planet until the light signal tells you to land the spaceship. You get bonus points for landing precisely on the right spot, and you lose points for crashing into the elements of the landscape. I have to say this is my favorite design out of everything else. These eyes are so captivating and almost animatronic-like, and I'm into uncanny stuff. I also find the color scheme pleasant, the soft orange and that shade of blue, and even the font is unusual and just cool. I played it before, but I couldn't play it this time, because when I threw my coins in to start it, they fell out, so I assumed it was malfunctioning and was about to get yoinked for restoration. Spoiler, it was actually working, whatever. Next I played the Sky Battle. Has many cockpit looking panels, but the only thing you use to play is the handle in the middle. With it you adjust the scope view, targeting the enemy's planes. A red flash means that you hit the goal, and once you clear out 3 planes, the next 3 will appear. It felt pretty similar to the Sea Battle game, so I'll put it into an A tier as well. Fun little planes, fun aiming mechanics, and I'm able to score something. Next game machine is Городки, which means townlets. What's interesting is that this arcade game isn't based on anything from the West. It's completely original and mimics the old Russian game / sport of the same name. I never played the OG real-life version of the game, but from what I know, it's kind of like bowling. You see groups of wooden sticks arranged in various patterns. Then you need to knock them out of a square zone by throwing a bat at them. Fun fact, Stalin and Lenin really liked this game. The arcade machine works by the same rules. The bat throw is automatic every few seconds, and you control its starting point with a sliding handle. The yellow board shows which figure you're on and which come next. S tier, unique, fun and in good condition. I'm a Stick Nation follower, what did you expect? It's a game about sticks.
Finish him!
So I'll try the game I actually never seen before. Ping Ball, it's called. And it's kind of like pinball, but with a penguin. It's a younger game, you can tell, because it has a digital screen. This one is for letting out the ball. This one is for handling the bat. Let's see how it's done. By the way, yes, that deep blurred voice comes from the machine, and it's talking to me, it's bullying me for missing the ball. It said be more careful, so I logged in. I don't think you're supposed to use both of your hands for turning this button, but when I only used one, I found it super unstable, it just kept sleeping. Maybe it's because the machine is old. Straight to S tier, I really liked playing as a penguin. And also the game machine itself is shaped like a bacteriophage. That's tough. The fun surprise about the museum is this little room. It's no longer Soviet and no longer arcade games, but it's still an entire room of nostalgia. It has 90s and U2K games like Mortal Kombat or this Aladdin game, which you can play with basically no limits. The entrance ticket allows you to play the arcade machines 15 times, because for $15 they give you a box with 15 obvious Soviet coins to activate the arcade game machines. So 15 coins equal 15 games. If you run out of coins, you can buy an additional portion, and if you're done spending money, you can enjoy any game in this room for however long you want. I wasn't done spending money. There's a cute cafe inside the museum where I got myself this coffee-flavored milkshake, and my friend got a mint-flavored one. There's this weird/funny thing on the museum social media where they keep bringing up and hyping up the fact that the mixer they use in this cafe for milkshakes and other drinks is some authentic Soviet mixer. I don't know if this is because of the mixer, but the milkshake was top tier. The Soviet mixer gets S tier.
She doesn't even go here.
Now that completes our tier list. Comment if you agree or not, comment anything, I'd like to talk about it. And this is the part where I say thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, turn on notifications. Oh wait, and the gross lore about the soda vending machines. They didn't have paper or plastic cups. They had one glass cup for everyone.
Disgusting!
In crowded places, these glass cups would be tied to the machine with a wire and a special ironing so that they won't be stolen. And yeah, you could wash them in a special part of the vending machine, but it was only with water. Some people would carry around their own cups because of it, but not everyone. And now the info dump section. Fact 1. USSR was pretty curious about vending machines, so they tried out a whole bunch. There were beer vending machines and cigarette vending machines, often with no age verification by the way. They had many other machines too, for notebooks, newspapers, matches, for soup, and even a vending machine with sunflower oil. This machine would pour a liter of sunflower oil for you, but you needed to bring your own container. The second thing, which machine do you think was the most popular? It's one of the machines we saw today. Stop right now and comment your guess. And now I can tell you the truth. It was actually the sea bottle. It's the first one my parents mentioned and asked about when I told them I went to this museum because it was the most common in their childhood. It's one of the first machines to become mass-produced in USSR, so it makes sense why it's recognized the most. And the final interesting fact is that the game machines in the USSR were never produced on any special factories dedicated to game machines specifically. Such production was just never established. Instead, they were made on military factories, from parts of real weapons and electronics and equipment. So, I don't know, the end? Also, I have linked some really interesting videos about Soviet machines in the description if you want to watch more. Thank you for watching my video. I think my next video will be about the Soviet submarine. Bye! I saw many other interesting machines in the museum, but I didn't want to make this video too long, so if it gets popular or if I want to, I can just make a part 2, okay?